What's it? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. That's customary. Go ahead. Fire away. Oh man. No, really, good, great practice today overall. Guys getting back from the Minnesota trip, Greenbrier trip. Everything was a success of how we planned it. So it's good to get back out here to work, back home. Uh, Everybody feeling that temperature difference already, so it's good. Good day of work. Unfortunately, we guys are here. We saw Brevin go down with an injury. We'll continue to evaluate Brev and see, where he is. It's tough for everybody to see Brevin going down, knowing how much work he's put in to get back to this point of playing football and how excited he was to get back playing football. So just praying for him to have a successful return.
What was the decision to come inside after spending the week up in paradise?
I wasn't ready for the heat. No, I wasn't ready for the heat. No, it was just we pushed practice back, started a little later for the guys, so just decided to come inside for today, knowing we have 2 big days ahead of us, one tomorrow, and then also on Thursday we'll be outside versus the Panthers.
Coach, what were some of the things that you observed when you went back to watch the game film, like the way y'all played?
Yeah, one thing I liked is just the physicality. Starting up front, like I turned on the first snap of our offensive line, the way we were coming on off the ball, all right, resetting the line of scrimmage, Yacht coming through, playing physical at that fullback position. I just like the physicality that was shown. Of course, there's always room for improvement when it comes to technique and finishing some blocks and things at the second level. Defense being on the same page, like finishing plays, but overall I'm pleased with how the guys showed up. And it was just, that's the first one. Now I tell guys that the first one really doesn't matter. It's how you show up on the next one and what type of improvements are you showing. So I'm really excited about this week. Like, let's crank the intensity up. We get to go against another team and let's see who have taken the lessons, learned, and can they apply them this week.
What goes into, from a coordinator, calling a game on the field versus the booth? And is that something you and Kaylee talk about? Is it weird for a head coach to have the guy up there in the booth?
No, for Kaylee, he wanted to call it up top. I think as a coordinator, you have to get your feel as a first-time caller. You get a good feel for doing it up top and also doing it on the field. So for him, I think the first one he was up. Now this week we'll flip it. He'll be down this week. So that's what we use preseason for coaches as well, right? To go through the mechanics of how we operate on the sideline. But the communication was really, really great from the offensive and defensive perspective.
From a growth standpoint, with Tim Settle Jr., what do you see, on and off the field as he continues to grow into his role?
With Tim, what I've seen is I've seen him getting more familiar with how we do things. It's just a matter of him just being consistent, doing it right every single time. And when Tim does that, he has the power, he has the strength to knock guys back, reset the line of scrimmage, and he's athletic enough as a pass rusher to really disrupt the quarterback. So Tim's just about him being locked in consistently, doing things right consistently, and he should be an impact player for us.
Coach, a lot of times the rookies talk about the game speed in the NFL compared to playing in college. How do you get them to slow the game and slow the process down as they continue to?
And the process slows down for rookies when you know what to do. Like when you're out there thinking about what you have to do and you feel the speed of the game, it can be a little overwhelming. But for our guys just being on it, assignment-wise, alignment-wise, then you just go play the game. And I tell, it's the same guys you played against in college. The game doesn't change, but sometimes mentally you make it bigger than it is and it kind of slows you down. So the quicker you can get over that mental hurdle, then you can allow your physical attributes, you allow them to shine.
We talked a lot before about how sometimes offensive linemen work better with some offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Does that apply on the defensive line too? Are there certain tackles that work better with this edge? And I know you guys like to mix and match and rotate. Are there certain combinations that work better than others?
All across the board, I think when you're working, those two groups specifically, when you're working in unison, O-line, D-line, and even linebacker for the same reasons, I think the more you can talk and communicate with the same guys, it does help you. But as we know in this game, especially defense, guys are rotating all the time, so you have to kind of get used to working with different guys. But the communication piece, it speeds up the more you're in there with the same guys.
Coach against DJ Speed, for an addition twice a year, the past few years. What do you learn about him now that you get a chance to work with him? What do you like about his game and just what is his issue?
Yeah, I've liked EJ ever since he was coming out of Charleston State, actually. Thought I could find a way to sneak him in there to get him to San Fran, but the coach scooped him up. I really loved his length, his speed, athletic ability from afar, and now being with him, just seeing how great of a guy he is. That's always got a smile on his face, always accepting whatever challenge I present to him. He showed up big time for us in the game, like being on his assignments and really flash playing physical, attacking the football. The traits I look for in defensive players, he definitely showed that. So I'm excited to see him this week. Yeah, we're going to give him even more to see how he does with it.
Coach, what did you see from when you watched the film this week? What did you see from Davis Mills and the way he was able to command the offense?
Yeah. From Davis, I saw a guy in complete control, and that's what you have to have at that quarterback position. I mean, talking about controlling the huddle, controlling the line of scrimmage, the communication was flawless, and that was indicative of the type of drive that we had. Like, there were no miscues. Davis was able to work his way methodically down the field, making great decisions with the football, getting us in the right run reads, just all across the board. Couldn't be more pleased with where Davis is, and he's just continued to grow. Every single year he's grown, and he's been a very valuable asset to us having him. Go ahead.
When Cam went down, you all obviously had to make significant changes to the offense line. How do you feel like they're adapting?
Our O-line, they've been working well together. Last week, seeing them, we shuffled some guys around. They've worked well. Tay, put him at left tackle. We saw the reps that he had in the game. Thought he did a really nice job. The game isn't too big for Tay, and that's what stands out to me for the rookie. Like, he stepped right in. Again, there's always reps to improve upon, but where he started, that's a really strong start for a rookie. And just want to see, okay, now this week when he gets a few more reps, let's see, how he plays, against the Panthers, how he plays against their ends. They have good ends, so we'll see how he does this week.
DeMeco, on the off day, you pray that they take all the foundations to go back to school, back past the kids. We'll see to help those kids so they're the same place as us.
So we know this is an exciting time of year. School is getting back started. Parents are really excited. But it's very important, for me and my family to be able to, we've been blessed with so much. So it's just, it's the right thing to do, is to be able to give back, put a smile on kids' faces as they go back to school, giving them some encouraging words, encouraging gifts. So hopefully, to all the kids, hopefully you guys have a great school year, have a great start to the school year. Teachers, more importantly, we shout out to all the teachers and all the hard work that they're about to do. So it's just an exciting time, and we're happy and grateful to be able to give back.
Coach, how encouraging to have 45 guys?
Really, really encouraging to see Foley and Derek step back on the field today. Two guys who you kind of forget, these guys played a lot of snaps for us. They played a lot of meaningful football, and they were impact players for us last year. So I'm excited to get them back out and see, how they enhance our D-line even more. Being able to roll those guys, we got a lot of players over there that can really impact the game. So I'm excited to see them just work their way back into football shape. So it's very pleasing to have them back out today.
Last one.
And not, for me, with the injury piece, I don't think it's more so, it has nothing to do with being a former player. I think it's just being, empathetic to all the guys and knowing how much work NFL players go through, how much their bodies take, and knowing the other side of it when guys are done playing, and the effects of guys and how, the game, man, it puts a lot of guys in bad shape. So I don't take that lightly. Even seeing the receiver go down versus Minnesota, it's just right there in front of me. It's just tough. Anytime I see guys go down, right, it's tough to swallow, because I know all the work these guys put in, and that road to recovery. I'm thinking I've been on that road, and I know how dark that road can be at times. So it's just in constant prayer for all the guys around the NFL that go down with injuries.
With the joint practice later this week, how does something like that help you evaluate the team as opposed to like a regular preseason?
For our joint practice, it's really a great time for us to go against somebody else, go against a different scheme. Our offense knows the structures of our defense. They know the checks to make. Now, when you mix it up, you get a different scheme. Now it strains the offense to communicate, right? Mentally, it's going to strain us physically because you don't really understand the plays that are coming. You haven't seen them before. So now how do you respond when things are different? Defensively, they may have a different snap count, different formations, different motions. So it's going to put a strain on us physically and mentally that we need. Right? You need a different challenge at this point in camp. And I think it's a great challenge going against the Panthers with Bryce, what Dave has done with the offense to improve. They're in a really good spot. So I'm excited to just get some different looks for our guys. And I think it'll help us come down the stretch of the season as well.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys.